One, two? Oh, wow.
Oh, another thing. Today was crazy. Something like
We need to...
issues with it right now because until they get the two Beamer mics and then the other.
I have sympathy, but I also don't know how to help. So, I mean, I hear you, but... Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Except that...
I don't know if, like, even if
A few months early?
a few minutes early to come in. Always, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes they don't know what's going on.
Sung. Shabbat Shalom. Hello. Hi, Zach. Hi, Alex. It's good to see you. How are you doing? Wonderful. Hello, Emma. Hello, Shabbat Shalom. Good, thank you. One, two, yes, yeah, looks good, everything sounds good. I'm very loud, my voice sounds super overwhelming. La 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 Page 70.
Blessed we are that we can all be together is very true. We're not a big group, but we're going to be a prayerful group. It's our tradition that our B'nai Mitzvah, they lead us in some prayers as well as some Torah and Haftarah, but we're also depending on all of us to lift those prayers as well. So read the English, read the Hebrew. If you don't know either, la, and if you don't want to la, just use your heart and pray from your heart. I'm Robert Davis. I'm one of the rabbis here at the temple, along with Cantor Barat, as well as with Alan Caves, who's helping us with the music. Michael's controlling the sound back there somehow, and we're blessed to have them with us and all of you with us. I'll ask you also just to put away your cell phones so that we don't get interrupted with mistaken rings or anything like that. So I'm going to ask, you guys can leave the books there and come on up here and stand up here with me. You guys come stand right over here. So in just a moment, your parents are going to present your talitot to you. These beautiful talit. You've got the beautiful lilac, purplish violet color and this beautiful strong blue here. But what makes the talit special, it's not the colors, it's not even the fabric, but rather it's these fringes right here. These fringes represent the mitzvot. We've talked a lot about the mitzvot, but those are the deeds that we do in our tradition to make ourselves and the world better. Now, it's easy to remember when you have this talit, when I have the talit around me, there's a higher likelihood that I'm not going to be doing anything wrong. In fact, I'm going to be doing something that's good, because it reminds me to do the right thing. The real challenge is not when you're wearing the talit, but when you're not wearing the talit, that you're able to wrap yourself in that sense of being the best person that you can, regardless of whether you have this fabric around you or not. So it's my pleasure to invite your parents to come on up here and to present your talitot to you today on this day of your becoming, each a B mitzvah. So step closer a little bit, and as we prepare to put the talit around your shoulders, I'm going to ask you to recite the blessing together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehi atef batzitzi.
Amen.
Amen. Now I'll ask you to place the talitot around your children's shoulders. And I'm going to ask you to stand together as a family, and the cantor sings these beautiful words, these words of Shekianu, counting our blessing that we've made it to this moment right now. Invite now our B'nai Mitzvah to lead us in prayer. It's found on page 220 in the prayer book, which is the smaller of the two books. And we're just going to get set up here for a moment. There's one book.
Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha Od Yehalelucha Selah. Va'anachnu nevarech ya me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah.
Please turn to page 224 for the Hatzik Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון וחי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו, לעם בין כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
We turn to page 226 and rise for the Amidah.
Adonai Sefatai Tifta Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Hasdei Avot ve'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei Venehem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל.
We remain standing for the Kedusha on page 232.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, הכתוב על יד נביאיך, וקרא זה לזה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר, שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה.
לדור ודור, לדור ודור,
דור ודור,
לדור ודור נגיד גודלך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור,
דור ודור,
נגיד גודלך.
לנצח נצחים, קדושתך להקדיש, קדושתך להקדיש, שמך אלוהינו, יקינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips.
Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Please be seated. We continue with the Kedushat Hayom on page 234. Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu v'tzei ve'imnu hatenu. Our God and the God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest.
Kachenu b'mitzvotecha, v'chilkenu b'toratecha, zahavenu b'tuvecha, v'samachenu b'yeshuatecha, v'ta'er libeinu, v'ta'er libeinu, v'ta'er libeinu, ve'otecha b'menu, v'ta'er libeinu, v'ta'er libeinu, v'ta'er libeinu, le'otecha באמת. והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך, ואנוכו בישראל מקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
We continue with the Ritzei prayer on pages 236 to 237.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Yisrael utfilatam be'ahava tekabel uthi leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Baruch ata Adonai she'otcha levadecha be'yira na'avo.
Amen.
Adonai continue a prayer of gratitude, Ve'odim anachnu lach, on page 238.
Modim anachnu lach she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed.
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end. O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you.
For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulcha na'el lehodot.
Amen.
We sing together a prayer for peace. Shalom Rav, page 240.
Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. V'tuv beinecha levarech et amcha Israel bechol עת ובכל שעה לשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים
Few quiet moments for the prayers of our own hearts, reflections of the prayers in the prayer book. Turn now in the prayer book to page 244 for the Seder Kriyat Torah Shabbat, the service for the reading of Torah on this Shabbat afternoon. I'll draw your attention to the pamphlet here that has listed in it the honors for the Torah service. So if your name is listed here, it means you're about ready to be called up for one of these honors. Page 244. There is none like you among the gods, Adonai, and there are no deeds like yours. You are sovereign over all worlds, and your dominion is in all generations. Adonai reigns, Adonai has reigned. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Adonai will give strength to our people. Adonai will bless our people with peace.
כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני בירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד, אחד אלוהינו גדול אדוננו קדוש שמו. גדלו לאדוני תהי ונרוממה שמו יחדיו.
Zach, Emma, this is the Torah. In it is found the wisdom of our tradition dating back to when Moses got it on Mount Sinai. This Torah has been passed down throughout the ages, not just because there's good stories in it, and there are good stories in it, but because the values and the lessons that it teaches help us to live a better life. Our tradition is such that we learned from those who came before us, and this Torah is the collection of those lessons that have been learned already so that we might have a better life. To reenact the passing of Torah from generation to generation, I invite your parents now to come on up. They're already here. I invite your parents, and they're here to pass the Torah to you on this day of your becoming B'nai Mitzvah.
דור ודור נגיד גודלך, ודור ודור protect this chain, from generation to generation. Dor vador, his lips will praise Adonai הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והמתנשא לכל לרוב.
Actually, I'm now going to invite you guys, come back up here, and you guys are going to say some words to Zach and Emma now. So come on up. You guys stand right here. You guys please stand. Who's going first? Stand up, move over here. So you can get the microphone.
Zach and Emma, we can't believe that this day has come. We've been dreaming about it from before you were even born. Your mother and I are so proud of you from the beginning when you first started coming here to this temple till now. We're so proud of all you've done to get to this point and everything that you've accomplished. We're so proud of all the work you put into it also. You make us so happy being being you bring the best out of all of us. You are the light, that shines, brightest for us, and we're so proud of everything you've achieved. You're so kind-hearted. You're always thoughtful, thinking of everybody and each other. You've always been there for each other and for us, and we always are so grateful for everything when it comes to the happiness that you bring to the whole family. I want to wish you the very best going forward, and how you've taken the journey through your Jewish heritage and faith, and we're so proud of you, how you continue to take that forward. We will always be so happy and proud of everything, and we're so grateful for being in our lives, and we love you so much. You have no idea how much we love you.
Zach, Emma, I wanted to let you both know how proud I am of how bright you both are, and smart and witty, and when you put yourselves and apply yourselves, you do what's best. And I'm so proud, Zach, all the dedication you put in school and rowing, and how you organize yourself so you have time to be with your friends. And I'm very proud of that. And Emma, I'm so proud of you for all your creativity and all your sweetness that you bring to us. And for this day that you guys are both doing your bar and bat mitzvah, I feel it's very important that we value our Jewish identity. And I wanted to take all of our traditions that we've had passed from generation to generation, and for you all to learn it and to continue it and keep going with it from this day forward. And I wish you both to continue with lots of health and happiness, and keeping humble and proud of who you are as the people that you're becoming. So I love you both so much.
Few words of introduction before Zach and Emma read from the Torah. They're going to be reading from what's called the Maftir, which is the concluding section of this week's Torah portion. And they're going to speak about it in a little bit, but I just want to share a little bit more about the Torah with you. Life can be incredibly complex. We're living in a very complex moment in history right now. There's lots of complications and demands. One of the great Jewish modern teachers, Joseph Telushkin, teaches that the whole Torah, all of Jewish life, is about moving from chaos to order, from constriction to expansion. Chaos builds up, and so what do? We make lists and create structures for making sense. In last week's Torah portion, we have a couple of lists. This famous list that says, take your son, your only son, the one you love, Isaac, go to the land of Moriah and offer him up as a sacrifice. This very difficult moment when Abraham almost sacrifices his son. And then another list, get up, saddle the donkey, take 2 servants, get Isaac, carry some wood. Beyond the specifics, these lists provide structure to the drama. It creates not only the action, but the texts beg us to confront the story, the chaos, and the meaning. In this week's portion, Chaye Sarah, it begins by announcing Sarah's death, which Zach and Emma are going to talk about. But it doesn't say why or how she died. The Midrash says that when Sarah heard the news of Isaac's almost sacrifice in last week's Torah portion, she had a heart attack and died. Sounds actually not that crazy to hear that your husband almost sacrificed your child. It might give me a heart attack. But there's nothing. It doesn't respond. There's silence. The silence in the text leads one to assume that the event was deeply traumatizing and ripped at the fabric of the family. And the silence also points to the reality that some questions, some answers, and some explanations are not always explicitly related, but rather are left buried, perhaps for future generations to understand. Then we get more lists. Sarah was 100 years old, and 20 years old, and 7 years old. And Sarah died, and Abraham eulogized her, buried her, eulogized her, and cried for her. I think this list in the Torah portion is highly instructive. Abraham first eulogized Sarah, and then only did he cry. First, he had to take care of the business at hand. He had to buy a plot, make a funeral, take care of the food, meet with the mourners and the comforters as they gathered, and only then did his tears flow. And on this Shabbat, in fact, I would say every moment since October 7th, we read, hear, see, and feel the drama of arranging for the funerals of our people in the land of Israel, murdered simply because they were Jewish. These families in Israel, they are in the midst of an unexpected and turbulent time. And there are tears flowing from shock, horror, sadness, fear, pain, loss, grief. I am sure that the families have their lists, some written, some internal, for what to do and how to navigate the chaos of this moment. I believe that we're all on a divine journey, and the path is not always easy, as we know. It is filled with a landscape of trials and tribulations, and of course with joy like today and celebration. And in between, we have the ongoing work of bringing peace to our world, a world that so desperately needs it. We do not know how long Abraham cried after Sarah died. We do not know how long our people will cry at this moment. But as we do cry, let us make our lists of what we need to do to make some order out of the chaos. Let us act on our list, not next year or when we have more time, but now. Our world needs to be changed now. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will, but it's going to be through our hands and our work that we make our lists and check some things off and figure out how to make our world better. Amen. It's my privilege now to invite in just a moment Zach and Emma up for their reading from the Torah. They're going to be doing the blessing, reading from the Torah, and it's our tradition that they're going to read from the Silver Torah, which is a Sephardic Torah. The Ashkenazic Torahs are in the case, in the closed teak, but the Sephardic Torah will be open there so that everyone can see that they're reading from the Torah. And so, as the cantor comes up to call up this aliyah, this B'nai Mitzvah aliyah, I'm going to ask all of us to rise as we're going to read from the Torah. And if you want to follow along, you can turn to page 163 in the big blue book. It says the Torah, and those verses are found there.
יעמדו בר המצווה, חירם בת המצווה, אמה בת ג'קי ואלכס לקריאת המפטיר. You got it. Okay. Oh, I didn't start with the...
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Elehem b'nei Yishmael ve'ele shemotam bechatzreihem uvtirotam shenem asar nesi'im le'umotam ve'ele shenei chayei Yishmael me'at shana ושלושים שנה ושבע שנים ויגבע וימות ויאסף אל עמיו וישכנו מחבילה עד שור אשר על פני מצרים בואכה אשורה על פני כל אחיו נפל.
יישר כוח, beautiful.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Beautiful job. Bless you. Do you want to use this? Would you like to use this? Okay.
Please be seated.
I'm just going to grab a book for me.
The Torah for Shabbat, Hayei Sirach, can be found on page 170.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim beratzah v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah ub'Moshe abdo ub'Yisrael amo ub'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Amen.
Vatavo bat Sheba El Hamelech Hahadra Vehamelech Zakem Me'od Va'avishag Hashunamit Eshurat
Sharat.
Et Hamelech. Our Torah for Shabbat continues toward end at verse 31, which can be found on page 171. Vatikod, Bat Sheva, Hapayim, Eretz, Vatistahu, La Mele, Vatomer, Yehi, Adoni, Hamelech, David, Leolam.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sur kol haolamim tzadik bechol hadorot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber umkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. for the Torah, for the privilege of worship, for the prophets, and for this Shabbat that you, Adonai, our God, have given us. For holiness and rest, for honor and glory, we thank and bless you. May your name be blessed forever by every living being. Praise to you, Adonai, for the Sabbath and its holiness. Baruch atah Adonai,
ברוך הוא, ברוך שמו.
Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. How do I turn this mic on? How do I turn this on? Anyway? Okay.
Test, test, test.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are so happy that you could be here to share this special moment in our lives.
Our Torah portion is Chaye Sarah, the life of Sarah. It is found in the book of Bereshit, or Genesis in English. It is the first book of the Torah. In this portion, Sarah dies at the age of 127 years old, and Abraham goes to bury her.
From this Torah portion, we learn a lot about life. We learn how every moment is important and has value. We must cherish every moment. Every experience we have shapes who we are, just like how the chunks of Sarah's life helped build who she was.
To me, becoming a bar mitzvah means becoming more responsible for myself. In the past, my life was more my parents' responsibility. My becoming a bar mitzvah marks the transition of that responsibility from my parents to me. In the future, I will be more responsible for myself and my decisions.
Becoming a bar mitzvah means that I am responsible for my own life. Like my brother said, my life is becoming less my parents' responsibility and more mine. I already have been allowed to make some of my own choices on what I wear and what I do. I'm taking more charge of my life and making my own mitzvahs. I'll be more helpful around the house and do more things by myself. I can make my own choices and help others instead of having my parents always help me. There are a few people we are going to thank for helping us get to this special moment in our lives. Cantor Nicholson, thank you for teaching us everything we need to know for this day and helping us prepare. We would have not been prepared if it wasn't for your help. Cantor Parat, we appreciate your leading us in prayer today. Rabbi Davis, we appreciate you mentoring us and being our rabbi.
Uncle Alex, we are so happy that you flew here for our becoming B'nai Mitzvah. Thank you also, Uncle Richard, for always being there for us. Grandma, we appreciate you for always helping us and taking care of us. We love sleeping over at your apartment, going to the mall with you, and playing Rummy Cube with you. Dad, thank you for always making time for me. I love watching shows with you, and especially movies. Playing outside with you, like shooting baskets or throwing the frisbee. We have a great time. I'm glad that you're my dad. I love you.
Dad, thank you for helping me at school and getting a good education. You are so important to me. I love you. Mom, thank you for taking care of me and making sure I am always happy, healthy, and safe. I love you so much.
Mom, thank you for giving me life, for making sure that I have a good education, and for picking me up from school every day. Thank you for encouraging me and sometimes making me try new things, like rowing. I appreciate how you take care of us, especially your great cooking, like Tuesday taco night. Mom, I love you. Thank you all for being here in this special moment in our lives. Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful, beautiful. Stay right there. Guys, beautiful. So I'm going to just share a few words with you now. You guys can stand right there. It's perfect. Here we go. Maybe. We'll see. We got microphone stuff here. Zach and Emma, Mazel Tov. You are a bar mitzvah and a bat mitzvah. As we discuss, you do not have a b mitzvah. You become one. It is a status, a recognition by your family, by our community, and by our tradition that your status is changing. And while we as Jews have all sorts of rituals and traditions to mark this change, the responsibility for how you live your life rests entirely in your hands. You have, or at least are in the process of having, an enormous amount of say in the choices you make. Some freedoms will happen easily, and some you have to work very hard for. You will find that adulthood requires a shift in how you achieve your goals. As a child, your parents oftentimes decide your goal and then tell you, beg you, bribe you into action, whatever they can do to make it happen. As an adult, you are responsible to figure out not only how to make it happen, but what you're going to make happen. You have to figure out what your path is, and then you have to activate your own internal mechanisms for seeking fulfillment of your choices. It's not just a shift in taking the garbage out or clearing the table or picking what you're going to wear to school or what time you're going to get up. It's something much deeper than that. It's about the shift in the starter mechanism, not just the going mechanism, but the starter. Like, what am I going to do, and how am I going to do it, and how do I get there? These choices are not easy to make. You are blessed with a family and a community that cares about you and wants you to have beautiful lives. You're both on your way. The last time we met, I asked you a whole bunch of questions. Most of them had to do with what you enjoy and what you value and your preferences. What stood out for me is that both of you expressed immediately, some of the questions I asked you, you were like, I'm not sure. But immediately when I asked you about gratitude, you were so clear. Zach, you told me about your appreciation for your health and the things that you have. And Emma, you immediately said friends and family. Zach and Emma, no one in this room, including you, knows what the future may bring to you. But knowing the importance of your friends and your family, health, and enjoyment is so incredibly important. It will take you a long, long way. But your parents, your community, your friends, they are not responsible for all of those, the happiness that you want. You are responsible for taking those steps, for activating your souls, and making those choices, and then realizing them. Zach and Emma, I look forward to your journey. Please know that your family, your friends, and your temple are here to support you in your life. Mazel tov to each of you on this beautiful day, important moment in your life. So it's my pleasure now, my privilege, to invite up the cantor to join me as we're going to share a moment of blessing with you.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May God bless you and protect you and keep you safe.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
May God's presence lift you up, and may you always be filled with the blessing of shalom, the blessing of peace and of wholeness. Amen.
Amen.
Mazel tov, mazel tov. So now we're going to sing a little bit. We're going to sing Eitz Chaim Hi, and as we do, I'm going to ask you to pass this candy out to everyone. Everyone should have a piece of candy, because in just a moment, not yet, we're going to gently shower Zach and Emma with some sweetness. No one should get hurt while we're doing this.
Hey, ימינו כקדם.
And so we're going to gently, sweetly, with kindness and compassion, and then I know everyone's going to have to do a little work. As soon when the candy all hits the ground, y'all got to get up, you got to pick it up so that everyone has some sweetness. Mazel tov.
סימן טוב, מזל טוב, סימן טוב, מזל טוב, סימן טוב, מזל טוב, מזל טוב, וסימן טוב, ולכל ישראל, ולכל ישראל.
And while we're all up here, we're going to turn to page 282. Yep. And we're going to face toward Jerusalem, toward the east. We're going to open the ark doors, and we're going to pray the Aleinu together.
לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשה כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו משפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו להם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים בפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Can we turn back to your seats, although we're going to remain standing? We take a few moments as a community to remember all those who came before us, those who may have died in years past at this season, and those who may have died in recent days. As a congregation, we remember the more than 6 million Jews that were murdered in the Shoah. Remember all those who have died in the struggle to reestablish the modern state of Israel, and all those who have died since that time, making sure our homeland exists for us. And we are certainly remembering all those that have died in recent days to maintain our homeland for us. Remember all those who perished in the name of liberty, freedom, justice, and righteousness, and all the innocent victims of hatred, ignorance, terrorism, disease, violence, and natural disasters. If you are remembering someone at this particular time, I'll ask you to please mention those names. We're remembering Reuben Gordon at this moment. If any of you have a name that you want to mention, I'll ask you to do so. Zecher Tzaddik Livracha, may the memory of all the righteous in our lives be a blessing as we recite together words of Kaddish, which are found in the prayer book on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yama divrach hirutei v'yamlech malchutei, v'chaye echon v'yom echon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, v'gala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam v'lamei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitnormam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'riyachu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata da'miran v'yama v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Osei shalom v'imromah. Yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al Yisrael, v'yimaru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all of you who mourn, comfort all who are bereaved, and send healing to all who are saddened, as together we say, Amen. Amen. Please be seated, except for Zach and Emma. We have a few presentations for you. Mr. Baranek. That's not the presentation.
Come up. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
It's nice to be with you. Ms. Fernandez, Mr. Fernandez, I want to tell you that I have a long relationship with your family. Do you know that? Do you guys know that I go back many, many years with your mom, with your grandma, with your uncle, and I know the Gordons, the cousins were my students many years ago. You know, I have fond memories of your husband. I remember, you know, and as I'm watching all this, I remember the days, this was way back when, down in Kendall. There's a place called Kendall. Are any of you from Kendall in this place? Are any of you from Kendall? Right? Well, you were, but now you live here. You don't live in Kendall. There's a place called the Hammocks. It's like this miraculous place that once existed, and there were once many Jewish people that lived in that neighborhood. In fact, there was a synagogue, and we had this thriving Jewish community. And we had a really nice synagogue, and it was lovely, and there were really nice people, like your grandparents. You know, your mom was a young girl, and your uncle was a kid back then, too. And everything was perfect until the hurricane came. We had this back in the early 90s, Hurricane Andrew. And that changed all of our synagogue, and it changed our lives, and the synagogue took a turn, and, you know, all these years later, we're here at Beth Shalom, and you've become B'nai Mitzvah. And, you know, you said the right things. You said the right things. Now you got to do the right things. And so I am inviting you personally. I've been at this place for 26 years. And I've spoken to many B'nai Mitzvah kids. I may have spoken to your uncle when he was a bar mitzvah way back when. And I'm speaking to you now, right here, in front of the Torahs, and I'm telling you this. You are always welcome here at the temple. This is not the end. This is a really big moment in your lives. It's about as big as it gets for a Jewish teenager. You know, you have confirmation, you have all the other stuff. But becoming bar and bat mitzvah is a really important moment. And so I invite you to come to do whatever you want. If it's, you know, a Tuesday night confirmation and pre-confirmation, and they go on youth trips, and eventually you get to go to Israel, and you do all kinds of things. You're always going to be welcome here to be part of it, okay? And I know you're busy with middle school, with this, with that. I know. Everyone's busy, but you make time and you make priorities. And we hope that Temple Beth Shalom, you know, the doors are always going to be open to you, okay?
Okay.
You have to say okay.
Okay.
There you go. You didn't have to, but it was the right thing. So, each of you are getting these beautiful certificates. I'm only going to do one of each. I'm just going to show you that both of you are getting these beautiful B'nai Mitzvah certificates. And when I come to your house, I'd like to see them up in your kitchen. No, you don't have to put there. And each of you also will be getting a certificate that an Israel bond has been purchased for you by the temple in honor of this special moment. Also, a tree has been planted in the land of Israel in honor of the B'nai Mitzvah. And finally, you have 2 gift certificates, one to the Alexander Muss High School in Israel program, and one to the Nifty in Israel, whichever you would like. Also, if that weren't enough, there's even more. Can you imagine? There's even smiles? Nice smiles on Kiddush cups. You each get your own Kiddush cup, and that's going to be for you. And, Rabbi, there's one more thing I have to give out, okay? This is a traveling Bible. It's not only in Hebrew, but Hebrew and English, all right? So don't just read the Hebrew, go for the English. It's easier that way. That was a joke. Get it? Okay. Anyways, to you, to all of you, to your family, Dan, it's nice to see you again, and the Gordons. just fond memories of working with you and your kids. It was nice to be. I'm a big believer not in that quantity, but quality, all right? We may not have a lot of people in this room, but there's quality people here. So, Mazel Tov, enjoy whatever you're doing after, and it should always be special moments like this. Mazel Tov, Kim.
Thank you.
All the best.
Beautiful.
Handshake, I like that.
And we're going
Ms.
to
Fernandez,
conclude our
Mazel Tov. Smile.
celebration, our services with Havdalah, and I'm going to ask Jackie and Alex to come on up here. We're going to stand up here, and everybody else, come on up and join us right around. We're going to sing and make Havdalah together.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ.
your daughter, who's her good friend? Judith in New York.
Enjoy your evening. Thank you. Get all your stuff here, okay?
No, I'll carry it on.
Just always a nice family. We lived in Surfside, and then at a certain point,
Take a picture together.
it didn't work. While you were here, we loved that. Rabbi Davis, you see Rabbi Davis is still here. Michael's still here. I'm still here. We don't leave.
What's the name of the cantor? Haas.
Stephen Haas.
Stephen Haas, yes.
He retired about 15 years ago.
What? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
13 years ago. Then we had Lisa Siegel, and now Cantor Perret, who just started this year.
Oh wow.
So,
He's very good actually.
wonderful.
Hi, I'll tell my daughter that I saw you.
Your daughter is?
Veronica Gordon.
Oh, okay,
Many
great.
years ago.
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, probably when Martin Gordon, he came here to Dayton. It was Dayton, right?
Where? Now you're.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
No, in the 90s.
Well, they're 38 or 34 now, so it's been a while.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Same, and the temple is beautiful, yeah. Yeah.
Este no es el templo normal. Es el otro, Ale. Este es el...
You got your tali? Get it for you. I got it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What? Thank you so much.
Like in the middle.